Hello, and welcome to Sleepy Tales by John, a small and quiet corner where gentle, wandering souls find their way to one another. Perhaps today felt longer than you expected. Maybe a few thoughts are still lingering somewhere, not quite ready to settle. Or perhaps you simply enjoy the feeling of drifting into sleep while your mind lazily floats among the stars. Whatever your reason may be, I'm truly glad you're here. Because tonight's journey is just for you. A slow, unhurried walk through stars and galaxies, and through the vast, silent openness of the universe. Tonight, we will gently explore some of the most fascinating mysteries of the cosmos. Some of what you hear may feel familiar, and some moments may stretch far beyond your imagination. Each discovery, large or small, is like a quiet fragment of the universe's story. A story so immense and beautiful that it surpasses the limits of human thought. If you enjoy these slow wanderings, you're welcome to like, subscribe, or share a thought of your own. Perhaps your soft whisper will guide another wandering soul to this place. For now, simply relax. Let the stillness of the universe surround you. Let the busyness of the day dissolve, and when you're ready, let us begin. We often speak of the universe as if there were only one, a single, boundless expanse. Yet some ideas suggest that one day we might witness the birth of a new universe. Even though our universe feels complete, certain theories propose that new universes could still form, sprouting from quantum fluctuations, or branching away from black holes. If so, the birth of a new universe might one day be something we glimpse, though never enter. It would appear like a bubble of space-time forming and expanding, separating itself from our own universe. To us, it might be nothing more than a brief flash, a fleeting distortion, vanishing before we could ever understand it. That bubble could contain an entirely different reality, different laws, different rhythms of time, but we cannot step inside, we cannot touch it, we cannot follow it. All we can do is glimpse it, like a faint flash passing across your eyelids as you drift toward sleep. You're not sure whether you truly saw it, yet the feeling lingers, brief and gentle, just long enough to plant a question before fading away. And there is comfort in this. The universe does not demand that you answer the question. It does not require you to understand. It simply opens the possibility, then allows you to rest within that openness. It reminds you that existence is not confined to what we are living now, that creation is not a strained effort, but a quiet, patient process, like a vast garden growing through the night without needing an audience. If the universe truly is a garden, then those new universes are like seeds carried by the wind. Not every seed will sprout. Most return quietly to the dark soil. But what matters is not how many survive, it is that they can appear at all. That tells us possibility always exists, that the space of what could be is far wider than what has already been. As you think about this, you don't need to feel overwhelmed. The universe does not ask you to rise or travel far. You are still here. Your breathing remains steady. Your heart beats slowly in your chest. These vast ideas simply drift past you like clouds across the night sky. You don't need to hold on to them, only to let them remind you that reality is not as narrow as it sometimes feels. Perhaps somewhere within you there are similar bubbles, unrealized possibilities, paths never taken. And like the universe, you don't need to bring them all into being at once. You don't need to bloom. You only need to exist, quietly, and allow time to do its work. Creation, whether cosmic or human, does not like to be rushed. In that infinite garden, there is no comparison. No winning or losing. Each seed has its own rhythm. And that makes this night feel softer. Because if even the universe allows itself to experiment, gently, uncertainly, then you too are allowed to rest, without needing to complete anything at all. Now, as that infinite garden recedes like a dream gently closing, as unopened possibilities remain cradled in the soft darkness of space-time, you may sense something else staying behind. Not an image, not a question, but a slow, steady breath, as if existence itself were whispering to you. For even after it was born, the universe never truly fell silent. It still carries a long, lingering resonance, an ancient echo reaching all the way to now. This is sometimes called cosmic ringing, the leftover vibration from the very first moment. But you don't need the name. You can think of it as background music the universe began playing at its birth. And though billions of years have passed, though galaxies have drifted so far apart that even light struggles to keep up, that vibration has never completely faded. It is imprinted in the radiation that surrounds us, like a memory lingering in space. If you grow quiet enough, you may sense it not with your ears, but with your inner stillness, like standing in a vast room where a bell once rang long ago. The sound has stopped, the people have gone, yet the space still holds a trace of what was there. You don't hear it, but you know it once existed. The universe is the same. It carries its own memory. Not to retell it, but to continue supporting everything within it. The universe's memory does not live in stories or images. It lives in vibration. Each vibration leaves a trace, and those traces layer gently, steadily, forming a background hum we rarely notice. But tonight, as everything softens and you stop trying to grasp anything, that quiet music may feel closer, not louder, just nearer. Imagine the universe as a vast instrument, plucked only once at the moment of its birth. There is no musician standing outside it, no audience, only space itself vibrating, then continuing to resonate for an impossibly long time. Some notes grow stronger, others fade, yet none ever truly end, and you, right now, are lying within that harmony, like a small note resting exactly where it belongs. Your body understands this too. Every cell understands it. Your heartbeat, your breath, the flow of blood, all are rhythmic movements. When you worry, those rhythms tighten and scatter. But when you lie still and allow yourself to soften, they settle into something slower, deeper. And there, the boundary between your rhythm and the universe's rhythm begins to blur. They meet, like two melodies finding the same key. The universe does not require you to understand science to feel this. You don't need to know about background radiation, ancient sound waves, or complex equations. You only need to remain long enough in the quiet. Then, the resonance does its own work, soothing you, holding you, reminding you that existence has never been lonely. As that ancient resonance continues to spread through the silence, as the universe's background music keeps its steady pace without needing to be heard, you may notice a gentle warmth drawing closer. Not the warmth of fire or lamplight, but a soft surrounding presence, as if space itself had pulled a thin blanket around you. From vibration, the universe's story drifts into light. The oldest light still in existence, quietly touching you right now. There was a time, unimaginably long ago, when the universe was too young to be named. Then, space was not clear like the night sky you know. It was a dense, hot fog. Light was born, but it could not travel far. Each time it tried to move, it collided with thick matter and was pushed back. There were no clear shadows, no stars, only a glowing, opaque ocean where light was trapped, like breath held too long in the chest. During that time, the universe could not yet see itself. Everything existed and vibrated, but remained veiled. Like an early winter morning when fog covers a field, you know the sun is there, but you cannot see it. Light was present, but not yet free. Then the universe began to cool. Not suddenly, not sharply, just a very long slowing. Temperature dropped little by little, like your body easing its last tension as you lie still through the night. When it cooled enough, particles began to join, atoms formed, and in that moment, the thick fog dissolved. That was when the universe became transparent. For the first time, light was allowed to travel freely, no longer endlessly colliding, no longer trapped. It separated from matter and began the longest journey ever taken, a journey lasting more than 13 billion years, without rest, without turning back, without needing to be seen. Those photons departed in silence, carrying the universe's earliest memory of itself at the moment it was calm enough to see. That light is still here today. It is no longer bright or dazzling. Over its unimaginable journey, it has been stretched, softened, cooled. From visible light, it became gentle microwave waves, calm, quiet, soothing. Scientists call it the cosmic microwave background, the CMB. You don't need to remember the name, you only need to know that this is the oldest light still remaining, surrounding everything like a thin, colorless worm. If you allow yourself to imagine it, you might picture yourself lying beneath a blanket of light woven at the dawn of time. It has no edges, no color. It covers everything equally without knowing who you are or where you are. Those photons left their birthplace before Earth existed, before oceans, before stone, before life. And after a journey longer than any human story, they arrive here, softly, to touch you. There is a deep gentleness in this. That light does not come to illuminate or awaken. It arrives tired, stretched into slow, cool waves, almost lullaby-like. In becoming transparent for the first time, the universe left us a quiet gift, the ability to be held. As you lie here, you don't need to sense this light with your eyes. You cannot see it, but you may notice a vague feeling of safety, like knowing the room is still around you, even with your eyes closed. The CMB is the same. It doesn't demand attention. It simply remains, steady and faithful. Like a warm memory, the universe never let go of. Perhaps this is why night feels gentler than day. When the harsh light of the present softens, older layers of light have room to emerge. Not visually, but emotionally. You don't need to travel back in time to touch the beginning. Time has already carried that memory to you. If you wish, you can imagine each inhale drawing in the cool calm of those ancient photons, and each exhale offering the space a little of your own warmth. A quiet exchange, effortless. You and the universe meet here, in the rhythm of unhurried existence. When the universe first became transparent, it did not do so to display beauty. It simply became calm enough, and sleep is much the same. You don't sleep because everything is finished. You sleep when something inside you softens enough to let go. The universe has passed through that moment once before, and tonight, you are passing through a small version of it too. Notice whether your body feels lighter as this thought settles. You don't need to answer. Just let that ancient light remain, like a thin mist easing whatever thoughts are left behind. Not hiding them, not pushing them away, simply softening them. And as you drift deeper, that light remains. It has been here for a very long time. It has no reason to leave. It will continue to surround you, softly, as sleep arrives. Slowly, safely, the way the universe once allowed itself to be seen and then to rest. And as that ancient layer of light stays with you, as the faint warmth of those old photons smooths the sharp edges in your mind, the universe's story does not end with transparency. From light, it quietly turns toward matter. Not loud matter, not the rough stones we're used to, but something strangely beautiful. Beauty born under pressure, over long time, in absolute patience, as if, after excelling its first light, the universe began whispering to itself, in shimmering structures hidden deep in the dark. Somewhere very far away, around stars that are not our sun, there are planets that carry neither the blue of oceans nor the red of deserts, They are made of carbon, an element familiar to life, yet here, carbon is not soft. Under immense pressure and time, so long it cannot be counted, it crystallizes into hard, clear structures like diamond. People call these diamond planets, but if you listen slowly enough, you'll sense that the name is not meant to boast about the universe's wealth. It simply describes a world that chose silence in order to become beautiful. Imagine such a planet resting in the dark. It doesn't need to reflect brilliant light. It doesn't need an audience. Its surface could be layered crystals, stacked upon one another. Cold, still, enduring. No life as we know it. No sound. Only the absolute stability of matter that has found its final shape. Here, beauty does not come from motion. It comes from stopping. And if you allow yourself to drift a little farther, you'll meet another kind of diamond, older and deeper still. When a star like our sun reaches the end of its life, it does not explode violently. It quietly lets go of its outer layers, leaving behind a small core, very dense, very hot, a white dwarf. Over time, as the white dwarf cools, the carbon in its core begins to crystallize. Not in a single moment, but over billions of years. Layer by layer, very slowly, very patiently. In the end, that star becomes a cosmic diamond, not dazzling, but enduring, carrying within it the history of an entire stellar lifetime. And the strange thing is, the universe is never in a hurry to display these gems. They lie there, hidden in the night, needing no spotlight. Like the most precious things in your own life. Often quiet, unshowy, and requiring no recognition to be real. Diamond, here, is not a symbol of luxury. It is a symbol of time being allowed to pass long enough. As you think about this, you may feel the rhythm of the story change. It is no longer the vastness that forces your mind to stretch endlessly outward. It becomes a gentle focus on a small, shimmering detail. Just enough to hold you at the edge between waking and sleep. This is the sparkle of tonight. Not to awaken you, but to soften you. The universe seems to love making beauty this way. It does not force matter to be perfect from the beginning. It lets pressure do its work. It lets temperature speak. It lets time finish the rest. And what appears in the end is not an instant miracle, but a structure that is stable, quiet, and profound. As if the universe is whispering, the most beautiful things do not need to hurry. Perhaps you carry similar carbon cores within you. Experiences, memories, feelings that have lived under pressure, compressed and held tight. They do not need to explode to prove their worth. They only need time. And tonight, as you lie still, doing nothing at all, some part of you may also be allowed to crystallize, not to shine, but to settle. Imagine holding a diamond in your hand that does not reflect light. It doesn't glitter like in films. It is simply heavy, cool, and real. You don't need to stare at it for long. You only need to know it is there. The universe is the same. Those crystalline worlds are not meant to overwhelm. They exist as a very gentle reminder. When matter is treated with patience, it finds its peaceful shape. As this thought spreads, you may feel your mind drifting less. As if, after long travels through light and vibration, you have been set down on something solid and cool. This is where the body likes to rest, because stability always brings a sense of safety. And in that safety, you don't need to keep following every detail. The universe has shown you that even in the deepest darkness, there are things quietly becoming more beautiful, more resilient, more still. Thinking of that, you may allow your eyelids to grow heavier, not from exhaustion, but from trust. Those diamond planets still turn far away. Those diamond stars still cool in the long night. They do not need you to witness them. They do not need anyone to name them. And neither do you. Tonight, you don't need to do anything to deserve sleep. You only need to lie here, while the universe continues its silent work, crystallizing, preserving, and letting everything become calm enough to rest. And as those cosmic diamonds lie quietly in the dark, as the beauty of matter stops glittering and becomes steady and cool, you may notice a very subtle shift in the story. From the feeling of being set down on something stable, the mind naturally forms a gentler question. If everything can be this steady, does the universe end anywhere at all? Not a question that needs a rushed answer, but one that arrives when you feel safe enough to look far away without fearing you'll be carried off. People often imagine the universe as a gigantic room, walls, a ceiling, an edge you might eventually touch. But the universe is not like that. It has no straight walls to lean on, no sharp rim where everything suddenly falls away. The idea of an edge of the universe is easy to picture, yet it doesn't belong to the way the universe exists. Instead, the universe is like an immense, gentle curve. You could travel forever, you could keep going day after day, year after year. Yet you would never find a sign that says, "End of space." There is no cliff where you must stop in fear. If the universe is curved and closed, you could travel long enough to return to where you began, without ever noticing the moment you reached the end. And if the universe is infinite, then the road simply continues, without needing a reason, without needing a destination. Think of the earth beneath you. Long ago, humans believed that if they traveled far enough, they would fall off the edge of the world. But long journeys taught us the opposite. You can circle this planet, across oceans and continents, without ever meeting a cliff. Not because Earth is infinite, but because it is curved. And that curve gives a deep sense of safety. You are always held to the surface, even without a wall. The universe is the same. It doesn't need to build a fence to keep everything in. Its very shape does that. Space bends with matter, with energy, with time. All motion is guided, not by commands, but by the soft architecture of reality itself. So there is nowhere to fall out, only paths that continue. As you think about this, perhaps an old fear softens. The fear that if you go too far, in thought, in life, in big questions, you'll reach a point of no return. But the universe seems to whisper, there is no point of falling, only arcs, only journeys that loop back or widen out, never snapping into an abrupt end. There is deep comfort in that, because if even space has no edge to drop from, then perhaps your own life does not need to fear a cliff at the end of the road. Endings are not broken rims. They are curved passages into a different direction. You do not fall, you only keep moving along a trajectory you cannot yet see in full. Imagine you are walking in mist. The path ahead is unclear, yet you keep going, not because you know exactly where you'll arrive, but because the ground still supports each step. The universe does this for everything within it. It doesn't ask where you're going, it simply ensures you are not abandoned halfway. And at night, when your body lies still and has no need to go anywhere, the thought of an edgeless universe becomes even gentler. There is nowhere you must reach before you are allowed to rest. No finish line you must cross to deserve sleep. You are already inside the journey, and this journey does not require you to stay awake. Maybe that's why we rarely feel true fear when we look up at the night sky. That vastness doesn't feel like a black abyss. It feels like a wide ocean, one that lifts you instead of pulling you down. The universe doesn't open itself to make you dizzy. It opens to remind you that you are held within something larger than the small worries of a single day. Here, you don't need to picture the universe's full shape. You don't need to know how curved it is, how wide it is, how far it reaches. Just feel that there is no edge waiting at the end of your thoughts. Ideas may drift, loop back, or dissolve. And all of it is fine. If you like, you can notice your breath as a small journey. Inhale, you go a little way. Exhale, you return. No endpoint, no pressure to advance. Just a soft, steady motion, repeating, like the universe, holding itself in balance. And somewhere far away, those diamond planets continue to orbit along their own gentle curves. White dwarfs continue to cool, never falling out of space, never slipping into nothingness. Everything is held, not by tight ropes, but by the tender shape of reality. With that in mind, you may allow your body to become a little heavier, as if you are lying on a surface that is vast, curved, and safe. There is nothing to guard against, no edge to fear, only the journey continuing. And in this moment, that journey gives you permission to stop, close your eyes, and rest. All right, now that the thought of an edgeless universe has softened that old fear of falling away, now that the feeling of being held is as clear as the ground beneath your back, perhaps another question rises, quietly, without demanding anything. If the universe is this vast, if every journey is safely carried inside those gentle curves, then where are we within all of this? That question doesn't need you to sit up. It only needs you to stay here, in this breath, and let the answer arrive from somewhere familiar. Perhaps that is why so many people find it easier to sleep when they think about the sky. Not because distant stars make us forget life, but because they remind us that we belong to something wider than daily worries. Beneath the sky, you no longer have to prove anything. You don't need to become someone else. You only need to be a part that is listening. The universe would be silent without a mind to behold it. Not because it stops existing, but because it was never told into a story. And every time you allow yourself to pause, breathe slowly, and listen, you are helping the universe tell its own story in a very human way. Not with words, not with formulas, but with presence. You don't have to understand all the stars to belong to them. You already belong. From before you knew how to name your worries, before you learned to count time, before you ever asked where you were going, the matter inside you has traveled journeys far longer than anything you could imagine. And now, it only wants to rest for a while. Inside this form, inside this moment. Imagine you are lying in the middle of a very large family. Not family in the familiar sense, but the family of everything that was born from the same source. Those distant stars are not strangers. They are very old relatives. The dark spaces between galaxies are not empty. They are the necessary silences that let the story continue. And you're breathing steady, are a part that keeps this story listened to. As this sense of belonging spreads, you may realize you no longer need to go anywhere. No need to keep traveling, no need to expand your thoughts further. You have arrived, not at a place, but at a state of being in the universe without having to fight, of being yourself without separating from vastness. If you allow it, you can place a hand on your chest and feel your heartbeat. Each beat is a soft reminder that star matter in you is still alive, still vibrating, still taking part in the shared music. You don't need to make that rhythm special. It already is enough. And in this moment, as thoughts begin to fade, you can let yourself drift into the feeling that the universe is not only out there, it is here, in every cell, in every breath, in every silence between two heartbeats. The universe doesn't need you awake to witness it. It only needs you present. Or, perhaps, it only needs you asleep. Because even when you sink deep into sleep, this story continues. The stars still burn, space still bends, ancient light still drifts, and somewhere, very deep, the universe still knows it has been seen, felt, and kept company. Through you. And when that sense of belonging has had time to settle, When the thought that you are not outside the universe but resting inside it becomes familiar enough to stop stirring you, perhaps an even slower rhythm will naturally appear. Not the rhythm of space and not the rhythm of the heart, but the rhythm of time. From that calm anchor point, the universe tilts slightly and whispers one more thing, that this story is still very early, that everything that has happened so far, however long it feels to a human life, may only be the opening. 13 billion years sounds like an enormous number. It exceeds every personal experience, every collective memory. But to the universe, 13 billion years may be only the first chapters of a very thick book. Pages already written. Enough to make stars, planets, and life. Yet most pages are still blank. Ahead lie stretches of time so vast they no longer feel familiar to the idea of waiting. Trillions, quadrillions of years, drifting so slowly that urgency becomes unnecessary. In those far ages, the stars will gradually dim. Not all at once, not in a single dramatic moment. They will fade one by one, like lamps in a great city when night has grown late. Light will become rarer. The sky will become darker. But that darkness does not carry fear. It is like a room that has finished its work and now only needs rest. Then it will be the black hole's turn, those structures that seem eternal, to change as well. They will not explode. They will not collapse. They will simply, very slowly lose energy, like a breath stretched toward infinity. The process is so slow that no one needs to witness it completely. It unfolds in a deep quiet, where time is no longer measured by clocks, but by the universe's absolute patience. In the end, there will come eras in which silence lasts so long that even the idea of an event becomes faint. There will be little new light, little great motion. Space will widen, cool, and settle. But this is not a sad ending. It is like a piece of music that has finished its crescendos and now only holds very long, very sparse notes. Enough to let the listener drift into sleep. When you think about spans of time like this, you don't have to force yourself to picture them. The human mind was not built to hold infinite numbers, and the universe does not ask you to. What this thought offers is not overwhelm, but a very quiet relief. Because if the universe's history is still that long, then your present moment, with all its anxieties, responsibilities, and unfinished things, is truly only a tiny dot. Not a dot to be dismissed, a dot small enough that you do not have to carry so much. You don't have to solve everything right now. You don't have to complete yourself in a short span. The universe is not in a hurry, and when you place yourself inside its long rhythm, you do not have to hurry either. There is something very gentle in realizing the present is only a small moment, not because it isn't important, but because it isn't everything. You're allowed to live it without tensing, allowed to feel it without gripping. Like a speck of light floating in a very long river of time, you only need to be there, glimmering a little. Then let everything continue to flow. As you lie still tonight, your body is also joining a slower rhythm than it lives by during the day. Your breath lengthens. Your heartbeat softens. Thoughts stop crowding. This is a tiny version of the cosmic ages slowing down. An intimate, gentle shrinking of time happening inside you. You can imagine that each exhale releases some urgency back into that wide river of time. It can carry it for you. It has room. It doesn't need you to hold it. And each inhale, you take back only enough to exist in this moment. No more, no less. Within that frame, the things that once made you worry begin to feel lighter. Not because they vanish, but because they are placed in their proper scale. A difficult moment is no longer the whole story. A mistake is no longer the final period. Everything is only small details inside a flow so long that it doesn't need fear. With all its patience, the universe seems to whisper, "Go slowly." No one is counting down. No cosmic clock is rushing you The ages ahead are long enough for everything to find its place. And tonight, you don't need to run ahead of time. You only need to drift with it. As this thought sinks in, you may feel a very deep loosening, as if you no longer have to cling to the present to avoid falling, because you now understand there is nowhere to fall. There is only the vast current of time lifting you, very slowly, very steadily. And within that current, sleep is no longer a forced pause. It becomes a natural part of the journey, like the dark spaces between stars, like the quiet epochs waiting ahead. You miss nothing when you sleep. You are simply joining a very ancient, very gentle motion. The universe is still young. The story is still long. And right now, you don't need to keep reading. You only need to close your eyes and let this small moment flow the way it's meant to. Slowly, safely, and calm enough for you to rest. And when that long river of time has stretched far enough for urgency to dissolve, when the thought that the present is only a small moment has let you loosen your grip a little more, the universe's story shifts again. Without rushing toward a distant future, but returning to endings that are close. Endings that have already happened, once brilliant, now quietly receding into the background. From time's long rhythm, the universe whispers something kind, that even when something ends, its beauty still finds a way to remain. Some stars have lived a long time, gathering energy over millions, billions of years. They burn steadily, patiently, like fires that need no keeper. Then one day, fuel thins, inner balance can no longer hold, and in that last moment, the star does not fade in silence. It flares, a supernova, brighter than a galaxy, but only for the universe's blink. That light flashes, then vanishes quickly, like one last strong breath. At first it can feel like too abrupt an ending, but the universe doesn't stop the story where the light goes out. After the explosion, what remains does not disappear. It spreads, slowly, into clouds of remnants gas and stardust, expanding through space, drawing soft, spiraling shapes like silk smoke drifting in the night. For thousands of years, those remnants keep expanding, keep glowing gently, holding the memory of a moment that has passed. Think of the Crab Nebula, the remnant of a supernova humans witnessed nearly 1,000 years ago. The star exploded and vanished long ago, yet what it left behind still exists, beautiful in another way. No longer blinding, no longer violent, only thin threads of luminous gas, woven together like a painting that can still breathe. This is the after-echo of an explosion. Not sound, but image, structure, continuation. Inside those clouds, the universe stores the material for new stories. Heavy elements, iron, oxygen, carbon, formed in stellar cores and released outward. They drift, meet, combine, and someday, far in the future, may become new stars, new planets, and even new kinds of life. An ending, then, is not disappearance. It is transfer. And as you hold that thought, perhaps the fear of the end softens. Because the universe has never treated endings as periods, it treats them as commas. Pauses where the story changes rhythm, changes shape, and continues in another way. The light goes out quickly, but the beauty remains longer. Life ends, but the material of life keeps traveling. There is a very deep comfort in the way the universe works like this. It doesn't keep everything in its old form. It allows dissolution, but it does not allow meaninglessness. Every ending leaves something behind, even if it is only dust, even if it is only a memory, enough for the future to begin again. And this is not only true of stars. It is true of the chapters of a human life. Endings do not have to be seen as failure or total loss. They can be your own private supernovas, moments that flare, then fade, leaving inside you the pieces of material needed for a new shape of yourself. You don't have to keep the old light. You only have to keep what was created from it. As the night grows deep and your body slowly slips into rest, these stories of endings do not come to wake you. They come to soften you, to remind you that nothing in the universe is ever truly wasted. Even the briefest moments have a way of stretching their influence along a gentler path. Imagine you are watching a distant point of light that has just gone out. Instead of empty darkness, you see faint strands of glow still hanging there, slowly spreading. You don't need to know where they will go. You only need to know that they are going. And that is enough. The universe does not ask you to track every step. It only invites you to stay with the feeling that continuation is natural. If you allow it, you can place a hand on your belly and feel your breath rising and falling. Each exhale is a small ending. Each inhale is a small beginning. They link together without effort, without explanation. That is how the universe works, scaled down into you. In this moment, you don't need to worry about what has passed. It has left enough behind. And you don't need to prepare for what is coming. Time is still very long. Between those two things, sleep appears like a gentle remnant, not of an explosion, but of a long day that has finished its work. And as you drift deeper, nebulae continue to expand. Elements continue to meet. New stories continue to be prepared in silence. The universe is not rushed. It is patient. It believes in continuation. Thinking of that, you can allow your eyelids to grow heavier by just a little. Not simply because you are sleepy, but because you know that even while you rest, the story is still being cared for. Endings are not frightening. They are only another way for beauty to remain. Longer, deeper, and soft enough for you to sleep peacefully. And when the remnants of stars have had time to settle, when the thought that an ending is only another way for life to continue has softened the last traces of worry, your curiosity may gently open its eyes, not to wake up, but to glance at a few more kindly mysteries. Not puzzles to solve, but small points of light, just enough to hold your mind at that tender border between sleep and dream. At that border, the universe sets down a few questions that require no answers, like placing a few cool stones in your palm, only so you can feel them. There was once an idea long ago that our sun may have had a twin sibling, not to make the story dramatic, but as a reminder that stars are often born in pairs, in groups, inside thick clouds of gas. That idea carries a gentle name, Nemesis. No one claims certainty. No one needs to believe. It simply remains as a faint possibility that the sun once had a companion, one that drifted away with time beyond our sight. And sometimes, merely imagining that possibility is enough to soften the mind. That even stars have pasts, have connections that quietly dissolve, leaving a space that is not sad. And then there are other stars that at the end of their lives do not dissolve into soft clouds of remnants, but collapse into objects so small they feel impossible. Neutron stars, a name that sounds hard, and yet their story holds a deep, still quiet. Imagine the entire mass of a star larger than the sun compressed into a sphere only a few dozen kilometers wide. A density so extreme that a tiny drop could weigh more than a mountain. This does not have to overwhelm you. It only has to make you whisper, "Wow," in silence. Like touching a cool stone and realizing that inside it is a whole history, pressed tight for a very long time. Neutron stars do not show off. They spin steadily, sending out pulses as regular as cosmic clocks. Their rhythm is so consistent that people can use it to measure time. And there is something deeply comforting in that image. After every explosion, after every dissolution, stable rhythms still exist. Patient, enduring, needing no attention. You can let your breathing quietly match that imagined spin, slow, even, enough to keep you here. And then there is another phenomenon, not an object, but a path of light. When light passes near something very massive, it does not travel straight. It bends, curves, detours, as if space is inviting it along a softer route. This is called gravitational lensing. Through those curved paths, a faraway galaxy can appear as multiple images, multiple rings of light, like curved mirrors set into the night. Light does not hurry, it accepts the longer way. And because of that, we can see what is very far away. If you are tired, this thought might bring a special kind of relief. Because the straight line is not always the best way to arrive. Sometimes the curve is what leads us to gentler views. Light understands that. The universe does too. And you can allow yourself the same. To not go straight, not go fast, only to follow the curve that is already holding you. Farther still, in the very young days of the universe, there once existed the first generation of stars. They were enormous, brilliant, and short-lived. No one can see them directly now, yet their traces are everywhere. Those stars forged the first heavy elements, and when they died, that material spread outward, becoming the foundation for every story that followed. They were like the first sparks in a very long night, burning quickly, shining fiercely, then making room for steadier light. This too does not need to make you think too much. It only needs to let you feel that even the shortest things have their role. Nothing exists for nothing. Each small cosmic wow is placed exactly where it belongs, so the story can continue without exhausting anyone. These strange little points, a sibling that may have vanished, a star compressed into stillness, a beam of light taking the long way around, a generation of stars already gone, do not come to demand your alertness. They come like very light mint candies, resting on the tongue of the mind, cool enough to notice, soft enough not to wake you. If you allow it, you can let each thought drift by, like faint lights sliding across the night sky. Don't hold them. Don't chase them. Simply see them, then let them go. Your mind will find its own balance, where curiosity is no longer tension, but becomes a very subtle kind of rest. In this moment, you don't need to remember the names. You don't need to separate the details. You only need to feel that the universe still holds enough strangeness to keep the mind soft, but not sharp enough to pull you out of sleep. That is a beautiful place to be, between understanding and not needing to. And when these gentle wows have finished their work, they will withdraw on their own, like stars fading before dawn, like light choosing the curved path, then disappearing behind a bend. Your mind does not have to slam a door. It only has to close its eyes. Somewhere very far away, light is still traveling. Neutron stars are still spinning. The traces of the first stars are still inside every atom. And you, right now, are allowed to remain in that quiet place, where curiosity becomes a lullaby, and the lullaby becomes a gentle way to continue this story. And when those strange little points have completed their work, when curiosity has been soothed enough that it no longer clings to any image, the universe lowers its voice. No more wow, no more flashes. Only a deep feeling remains, that even when you lie still, there are currents still passing through you. Not loudly, not asking permission, like night wind crossing a field when every home has turned its lights off. From that fragile border between sleep and dream, the story moves into its most private chapter, the chapter of things unseen, yet never absent. Right now, as your eyelids grow heavy, dark matter is passing through your body. It does not collide, it leaves no trace, it makes no sound. It simply drifts. Galaxies are held together by those invisible halos. Dark matter envelopes far larger than the bright parts you see in the sky. Our Milky Way is the same. The part you know is only the lamps on the surface. Beneath it is a larger structure, quieter, holding everything together so it does not fall apart. We still do not know what dark matter truly is, and strangely, that can bring a gentle kind of peace. Because the universe does not require you to understand everything in order to be held. Some things do their work without needing to be named, like your heartbeat when you sleep, like your breath finding its way in and out without needing your instruction. And if you think the space between stars is empty, the universe smiles very softly. The vacuum is not empty. At the deepest level, pairs of virtual particles are constantly appearing and vanishing, so quickly no one can hold them. Not chaos, but a delicate pulse. Like the night lake that seems perfectly still, yet always carries small ripples that never stop. Perhaps from those restless flickers, dark energy is pushing space outward, slowly, steadily, patiently. In this invisible flow, time is not as rigid as we often imagine. It does not pass at the same rate everywhere. Near massive objects, time slows down. Farther away, it flows faster. Not because it changes its mind, but because space and time are a soft fabric that can fold. And tonight, you are resting in a fold that is calm. You do not need to race the clock. You do not need to watch the minutes. Time will adjust itself to your breathing. And light from very early galaxies, only a few 100 million years after the beginning, is arriving to us. The JWST has seen them, not because it sees farther, but because to see far is to see the past. Light needs time to travel, and while it travels, the universe changes. Thinking of that, your present moment becomes gentler, because if everything needs time to arrive, then you do not need to arrive anywhere right now. From a wider view, the universe looks like a cosmic web. Galaxies connected by delicate strands of dark matter. Sometimes people compare it to a neural network. But the universe is not thinking, it is simply being. The beauty here is not in intention, but in shape. Like a painting that needs no message, only to hang there, so you can breathe more slowly while looking. And space continues to expand. Perhaps faster, perhaps slower. Very distant regions will slip beyond one another's view forever. Their light will never reach. The future, then, may be a gradual dimming. Not tragic, not loud. Only a long quiet, like when a room grows dark enough that you can no longer distinguish the furniture, and because of that, you no longer need to keep your eyes open. In this picture, you are not a small point lost. You are a place where these invisible currents pass through and are felt. Dark matter passes through you. Time folds around you. Ancient light touches you. And you do not need to do anything to deserve it. You only need to be here. If you allow it, imagine yourself lying inside a very wide river. The water is not cold. It does not rush. It simply flows. You don't need to swim. You don't need to balance. The river knows how to carry you or hold you in the gentlest way. That is how the universe is treating you tonight. As this thought settles, you can let every question dissolve. No need for answers. No need to remember names. Invisible things do not need to be seen in order to do their work. And you do not need to be awake in order to be cared for. Somewhere very far away, galaxies are still connected by strands no one can see. Time is still curving around mass. Space is still expanding, and all of it, so quietly, is flowing through you, like a lullaby without words. Now, you do not need to follow the story anymore. You are already inside it. And this story does not need a listener who is awake. It only needs a place quiet enough for it to pass through. The night is deep enough. The current is slow enough. If sleep comes, let it come. The universe will continue its work, very softly, while you rest. Good night.